Right guys, fun one today, £230 ES14 launch monitor versus 10 grand GC3 launch monitor. I've actually been using the ES14 for the past 10 years or so. So I've been using that to get my carry distances, do my club head speed training. So now I've got access to the fantastic GC3 here at Leisure Pod dedicated venues. Just going to be interesting to see where the base marks are in terms of how it reads the spin and the club head speed, what I've been using. So over the winter, I've been using a lot on the GC3. So let's go find out how close the data is. But whatever launch monitor you use that as the benchmark. So obviously if this reads higher, the ES14, which I think it has done in the past, at least you still know whether your speeds are going up or down. But in terms of accuracy, let's give this one a crack and see. Right guys, so for the ES14, really simple to set up. Uses Bluetooth, so get your phone or iPad, connect to the ES14. There's actually a couple of apps, I think they updated it a year or two ago. And from in here, you can look at range sessions, session logs, look at your club averages. So let's look at settings. So I've got it set to yards. We're going to set it to carry. So from here, I'm really looking, I don't expect from a £230 now monitor the spins to be that accurate compared obviously to the GC3. But what I found with some of the other cheaper launch monitors is the ball speeds are actually reading pretty similar. So, right, so with the ES14 on the side buttons, we just choose the club that we're going to hit. It'll use the algorithm to then work out a distance. So every launch monitor uses a slightly different algorithm. And on the stand, you've got the different settings of degrees. So with the middle setting, that's from the gap wedge to I think around the 5-6 iron. So with the ES14, you get yourself a little mat so you can set where the ball and the stand wants to go. So it reads it. So it picks up the camera as the ball goes past. So we've got the app ready. Just going to hit some pitching wedges, probably some mid irons. Give it a go with a driver. Sometimes with it being indoor and I've got the darker lighting setting, as the ball speeds get higher, it's struggle to read it. So we'll see how we get on. So just a quick one from the interface. Obviously we can see ball speed, we can see club speed, smash factor, launch angle. So basically I'm looking what is the ball speed, spin, and the carry distance is what I'm really interested in comparison. Right guys, first up, pitching wedge. Let's see how they stack up. Tad heavy, so let's see how that affects the readings. Definitely want to be striking it ball first. But already in terms of ball speed, so with the ES14 103, ball speed with the GC3 101, so nothing in it. Club speed 79 miles an hour, speed 84 on the GC3. Spinning at 9,100 nearly on the GC3, 9.2. So for the pitching wedge and distance, carry distance 138 on ES14, 129 on the GC3, and it was slightly duffy strike. So what I've noticed with the cheaper launch monitors is the ball speeds are actually pretty spot on, to be fair. So when I've been doing my speed training, especially with the PRGR, it's good to go by. Right, let's try and hit ball first. Alright, better strike, ball first. Definitely hit down on that one. Definitely helped that ES14 to read that one. So again, round two. Identical ball speeds, 106, distance 142 carry, carry 139, launching at 24, reading 21 there, spin 9.5 on the ES14, 8.8 on the GS3. For the first round, they're actually a lot closer than I thought. So again, in terms of ball speed, really good numbers. In terms of numbers, pretty decent start for the £230 launch monitor. Right, let's go to 7 iron. So we just move it. Hopefully it will still read it inside where it's a bit darker. So let's see if it stays as accurate as we move up the speed. So one of the cons with the ES14, as you can see from where it's situated, if you're a little bit of a shanker of the ball, definitely going to give you a little worry from there, but over the years I've got used to it. And touch wood, I've not managed to hit it yet. Right, 7 iron, let's just smooth one, see if it'll pick the numbers up. I've struck it. It's picked it up straight away. Seven iron, round one. Ball speed 134. Ball speed with the GC3 132. Distance 197. Carry on the GC3 185. So definitely out on the distance. Spin 7.9. Spinning at 6.4. So with my 7.9, this is what was interesting over the years. Is I always thought I was spinning the ball too much with my irons, but since I've been able to use the GC3, I see more of the true spin numbers. So for my 7 iron, I want it spinning at around 6,500, which is exactly that, hitting around the 190. Whereas before with the ES14, you're reading the spin at 8,000. Always got me worried about it was spinning, but actually, when it turns to spin, well, now I'm delivering it a lot better than I did also. The spin numbers are actually true from what I'm using on the GC3, but again, really impressed with the ball speed. So if I'm looking at ball speed, again, very impressed with that. Obviously the GC3 comes into its own when you can look at club paths, angle of attacks, where we're pushing it, left, right, a lot more data to go into. So I highly recommend getting yourself from time to time on these high-end launch monitors. But for the cheaper launch monitors, if you just want to be looking at your ball speeds and your speeds, something to do to take down the range so you've got it there every day. So far, the numbers are pretty decent. All right, one more. Again, tad heavy, but so we'll see if that again affects the reading like it did with the pitching wedge. So again, this is where the spin numbers for me on the cheaper launch monitors really struggles to read. Was slightly felt, Duffy, although on the GC3 the spin numbers are low. So 6,000 compared to 8,000 on the ES14. Ball speed again though, 132 with the ES14, 128. Club head speed 98, so again 3 miles an hour quicker. As I thought, the spin numbers were always too high, but in terms of ball speed, really impressive for a cheaper launch monitor. And it definitely makes those practice sessions a lot more fun when we've got a little bit of data to have a look at. Right, give it a go. I'm going to get the driver out. Might struggle to read it indoors, but we'll give it a go. Right guys, driver time. Not sure how well it will read indoors with the lower lighting. So we'll just have a little smoothie, not try and whack it too hard. Not picked it up. So this is the negative you find inside, but you could have the lights up, but for filming, looks better with the lower light. So, but when I was at the range, it never missed a beat, to be fair. So down at the range, not a problem, but with the GC3, to be fair, it never misses a shot. Wow, picked one, a little smoothie. Just try and collect some data. So not the best strike, but let's compare. At least we've got a bit of data to have a look at. Quite interesting already. So club head speed, 117 miles an hour compared to 115. Which is interesting because my record with the ES14 did hit 140 once, but with the GC3, I'm maxing at 131, so potential in there. I always knew it read a little bit higher, but not too far, so definitely speed gains in the locker to go. So in terms of spin on that one, it was reading 2.4 on the ES14, 1900, which it felt bad strike on there. So for ball speed, 168 on the ES14, 16, I need to bring my glasses. 166 with the GC3. Again, ball speed, very, very impressive. Spin numbers, not so, but in terms of ball speed, club speed, not much difference. Interesting to know. Let's go and see if we can pick one more up. Oh, it's picked it. Pin and bottom groove, so that will be higher spin, but on the GC, let's check these numbers. Wow, again. Ball speed 164 on the ES14, 159. Very bad strike on this one, but spinning 2675, 27 spin. Have a look at that club head speed, 117. So again, about 3 miles an hour over, which is what I always said. It was about 3 miles an hour, 4 miles an hour compared to the higher end launch monitors. So again, in terms of ball speed, club head speed, really impressed with it. It's just nice to back the numbers out. Obviously, as I said, I've been using this for the past 10 years or so. So it's always interesting to know whether the inflated numbers were really inflated. So my speed was really nowhere near what it was, but it's interesting that really it's only about 2-3 miles an hour over. So when I've hit that 140 a few times on here, it shows it's in the locker. I was a couple of years younger, but I still want to get faster and faster. Right guys, a little bit of fun there. Hope you enjoyed. Definitely informative for me. Nice to see that the data I've been using over the past 10 years has actually not been too far out in terms of ball speed, club head speed, only out by 2-3 miles an hour. So whatever launch monitor you're using, stick to that. Then you know your numbers in terms of club head speed, if they're going up or down. So really enjoyed doing that one. I'm going to compare it soon against the PRGR, which I've also been using for my speed training, as you don't have to hit balls to gather your club head speed. So it'll be interesting to see how far out or how close in terms of club head speed actually is compared to the GC3. Ball speed again with that, I think is pretty close again. So anyway guys, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you've used the ES14 before. Been around a long time. I think there's a newer model coming out now as well, but for £230, definitely a decent launch monitor for the price point. Obviously, if you want to really dial your numbers, get your true carry numbers and look at your paths and strikes, you've got to come to the higher end launch monitors like here at LeisurePod. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that guys. Hope it was informative. If it was, please hit that like and subscribe. Right, until next time guys.